I don't want to take advice from fools. I'll just figure everything is cool until I hear it from you.
More preseason primer information. I'm Joe Duffy, CEO of OffshoreInsiders.com. We take a look at preseason news and notes for Friday, August the 26th. And what I'm going to do is combine the previews that Bill Tanner and I wrote. And you can see the hard copies of these at scoresoddspicks.com/news. Well, Bill Tanner tells us that favorites continue to cash in on Thursday's preseason NFL betting action, going 2-1 straight up and against the spread. Week 3 of the preseason is traditionally when you see starters play the most playing time, and all 3 games on Thursday saw many of them play into the third quarter. Double-digit wins by the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cincinnati Bengals improved the favorites to 23-12 against the spread this preseason, heading into Friday's small slate of 2 games. Both feature home underdogs looking for their first wins. Will the favorites continue to win on the road? Let's see. Green Bay at the Indianapolis Colts. This game is on CBS, and I do know that, for example, Scores Odds Picks, which is now called the Canadian Crew, but their plays are exclusively at OffshoreInsiders.com, and they do have a humongous bet on this. Green Bay is minus 8.5 with a total of 39. What Bill Tanner says is the saga of Peyton Manning continues to make headlines this preseason, as the all-pro quarterback does not look likely he'll be ready to go in the regular season on September the 11th against Houston. Manning is coming off neck surgery for the second time in 15 months, which prompted the signing of Kerry Collins earlier this week. Collins came out of retirement to join Indianapolis and will not be ready to contribute on Friday, so look for third-year quarterback Curtis Painter to take most of the snaps under center. Painter is 8 out of 16 for 95 yards with no touchdowns and 1 interception thus far. He'll try to help the Colts break an 8-game losing streak in the preseason. It's going to be tough against the defending Super Bowl champion Packers, who already look like a well-oiled machine offensively, and they're expected to see linebacker Clay Matthews back. Now, in my report at ScoresOddsPicks.com, again, I'm Joe Duffy, CEO of OffshoreInsiders.com, said a lot of the same thing, but if there's ever going to be a preseason game in which the most important ever for a veteran quarterback, that could be tonight, with the tea leaves pointing towards Peyton Manning not being available for the regular season opener. Current signal caller Curtis Painter has been an abomination for the Colts. Will he hold on to the number 2 spot, which at this point looks like the number 2 quarterback will probably be the opening day starter. Now, Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers will play the entire first half. Both preseason touchdowns were scored in the hurry-up offense for the Pack, and they will likely tinker with that a little bit tonight, we are told. For the Packers, doubtful are linemen Mike Neal and C.J. Wilson, and as Bill said, looks like Clay Matthews will see his most extensive playing time of the preseason. Again, who's hot and who has a big plays for these picks? Please visit OffshoreInsiders.com. For all the big plays, www.offshoreinsiders.com. Now, St. Louis Rams at the Kansas City Chiefs. Rams are minus 2.5 with a total of 35. My cohort Bill Tanner says the Rams are 2-0 this preseason. He's talking straight up why the Chiefs are 0-2, which may be why the odds makers decided to make St. Louis a small favorite in this spot. Kansas City looked terrible in its 2 losses, but has won 5 of the last 6. Let's try that one more time. Kansas City's actually won the last 5 regular season meetings between the interstate rivals, both straight up and ATS. Now, the Governor's Cup will be on the line in this annual matchup as it's saved for the preseason finale. Usually, the donations will go to the relief efforts in Joplin, Missouri. Now, Chiefs head coach Todd Haley says he plans to play his starters longer than either the first 2 games and hopes his players will make the home fans proud before wrapping up the preseason at Green Bay next Thursday. In my news and notes, I said similar stuff. Of course, St. Louis starters are expected to play the first half in at least 1 series in the third. Rams are 2-0 straight up by a 50-26-point margin. Chiefs are 0-2 by a hard 56-13 deficit. Kansas City starters are also expected to play into the second half. Again, great baseball picks, great NFL picks are up now at OffshoreInsiders.com, www.offshoreinsiders.com.